Welcome to This Endorian Life, a nostalgic Star Wars podcast from the Radio Meanwhile Network. My name is Steve Rudd.
I'm Nick Gunning, and we're taking apart the world of Star Wars Lego brick by brick.
Today, we are discussing the television special Lego Star Wars The Empire Strikes Out, which first aired on Cartoon Network September 26th, 2020. 2012. Yeah, we're in Dune time.
A lot of twos. A lot of twos coming your way.
So many. Just so many. Now we're at 26 twos.
That's right. Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah. So this is 2012.
Yes.
It seems so long ago.
It does. It really does.
But it's in this galaxy.
Yeah.
And not that far away.
Nearby. Yeah.
Very nearby, yeah.
This was one of the last Star Wars productions under Lucasfilms before it was sold to Disney, and the Disney sale happened 1 month after this aired.
Really?
So this is really kind of like the last vestiges.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's crazy to think about. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's weird. The special was released on DVD on March 26, 2013, and included a Darth Vader minifigure wearing the medal. So just like with the one where we had the little Han Solo, we had the Star Wars
the Ian
minifig. Yeah, the little Ian. This was a Darth Vader with a medallion. A follow-up DVD collection packaged this with the Padawan Menace and the Yoda Chronicles episodes, The Phantom Clone and The Menace of the Sith, so kind of treating those as a loose trilogy. That's actually how I watched it. I checked that out from the library. So
oh, no way.
It was on that, yeah. The special was written by Michael Price and directed by Guy Vasilovich, and this is his only Star Wars credit, which was kind of interesting because usually it seems like these Star Wars Lego things, it's like once you're in, you're in. It's like being one of Adam Sandler's friends. You know you're going to have work.
You could be the janitor in one of his movies.
Right.
You're a main character.
You're there forever.
You never
you're there
know.
Forever.
Yeah, you're there.
Yes.
That's it.
Largely new cast here. We have Matt Sloan as Darth Vader, Kenneth Colley as Admiral Piet, Floyd Lloyd as Luke Skywalker. And this is a fun fact for you here. He also voiced the Joker in the DC Superhero Friends shorts. So that's two roles that he shares with Mark Hamill.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, my goodness.
We have John Armstrong as Han Solo, Tom Kane as Yoda, Sam Witwer as Darth Maul, Dennis Edwards as the Emperor. Classic returning characters, we have, of course, Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, Ahmed Best as Jar Jar Binks, Brian Blessed as Boss Nass, and Andrew Succombe as Watu. Our Star Wars link, and maybe this was mean to me to do it, but Lisa Fuson returns to voice Leia after more than a decade, having previously voiced the character in several video games, including Shadows of the Empire, Masters of Terras Kasi, Rebellion, and Galactic Backgrounds. Outside of Star Wars, she's best known for voicing Barbie's mom, Margaret, in several Barbie movies. I say this was mean to pull this out because I thought this was a terrible Leia voice.
Yeah.
I didn't get it at all, and especially like the Han Solo didn't have a ton of lines, but like he was nailing it. So the two of them together, it was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
So that stood out to me quite a bit. But I mean, it is kind of cool that they brought her back, after like Shadows of the Empire and stuff like that to, to bring the voice actress back in. It's still pretty cool, even though this was not my favorite Leia voice.
So it's funny that you mentioned that too, because like I felt when I heard her voice immediately, I was like, oh no, that just doesn't work. And then I heard Luke and I was like, he doesn't sound like Mark Hamill, but all of his inflection and the way he delivers his lines were like he just listened. It's not like he watched Star Wars. It's like he sat down in a dark room and just listened to Mark Hamill deliver lines.
Right.
And I was like, it's exactly how Mark Hamill would do it. It just doesn't quite sound like him. So I was like, that's a talent. That's somebody who's like, I really
it was
role,
he was getting the spirit. He was getting the spirit of Luke Skywalker.
Did, yeah.
Yes. Okay. This is so it sort of fits in the world of Yoda Chronicles, but it's not 100%. Like the voice cast is different. It doesn't quite gel with things we were seeing. So you have to sort of just here's another take on Lego Star Wars of this era. So
but I like the original. I like the voices too. Like how sometimes we have like what is it? Anthony Daniels is like the only one who's like an OG cast member, and then the rest are like might be like OG cartoon people or
Yeah.
video game
Well,
people.
we have people from the prequels that are there. Ahmed Best, Andrew
Yeah, there's
Succumbe,
Ahmed
and
Best is
Brian
in there.
Blessed, you know.
Well,
So
Blessed, yeah. I mean, he didn't have wings just flying around.
there.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
love that part.
You got it. Okay.
I love that
Nailed
they
it.
just went way overboard, and
They
I was like,
did.
no, it
They
needs
sure
more.
did.
It definitely
Yep.
nope. They need to keep doing that joke.
Yep.
Man, it's wild too to think about that. This was like the last. So when you said that it was like the last thing they did before selling to Disney, I
Yep.
was like, oh, so this is like the last thing that George Lucas ruined of Star Wars before Disney started ruining Star Wars. But this, overall, I actually liked this. I
I did
thought the
too.
jokes really hit like
I
from the get go.
I agree. I
I
wrote
was
that
like,
down too. I thought the
holy
humor was on
crap.
point. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, should I get into the
Yeah,
synopsis
let's
so that
do
we
it.
can?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
do it. All right. The uber detailed plot of Lego Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Out. With the Death Star destroyed, the fight is still not over. Leia tasks Luke with finding the Imperial base on Naboo, while she and Han rally the Gungans to attack. They blast off, accidentally leaving Chewie and 3PO behind. On Naboo, Leia and Han secure Gungan soldiers with the help of Boss Nass and his saliva. Luke works to find the Imperial base, but is overrun with fangirls. Meanwhile, the Emperor vows to build another Death Star, and Vader struggles to compete with Darth Maul, for the favor of the Emperor. On Naboo, Luke cleverly disguises himself in a Vader costume, but is easily discovered by the fangirls and blasts off in his X-Wing like Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know if you noticed that, but that was exactly the same.
Oh, no, I
It
didn't.
was go back and look. It was exactly the
Okay.
same camera angles and everything
Oh,
as
good.
that
Okay.
scene in
All
Raiders.
right.
As he escapes, he collides with Darth Vader. Vader crash lands on Naboo, and Luke crash lands into a Star Destroyer in orbit, still disguised as Vader. So that was a really confusing. I have to have a caveat here. Vader clearly crash lands on Tatooine, but it's also Naboo. So
Oh,
we'll get to that. So that's
okay.
what I was
Okay.
like. I mean, I'm over 40 now,
Yeah.
but I had to rewind
Well
a few
over.
times to get that one.
Yeah.
So I'll fix it later. You'll
Okay.
you'll get it. So Han and Leia work a plan to use the element of surprise, but Chewie and 3PO barely make it through an asteroid field right before crash landing on Naboo in front of them, ruining their surprise, and a
Mm-hmm.
firefight begins. On the desert side of Naboo, I guess, because that's, I mean, like, I wrote he crash landed on Tatooine, and all of a sudden he was there on Naboo, and I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
okay, all
Yeah.
right, this is just Star Wars being silly.
Yeah.
So on the desert side of Naboo, I guess, Vader is captured by Jawas and nearly sold to Watto before he escapes and zips off in his childhood pod racer. He informs the Emperor he's found the remaining rebels, though I'm not sure how. Because he never even saw any of them.
Right.
Anyway, Luke, disguised as Vader, orders the stormtroopers to destroy their own base before he claims the rebel prisoners for himself. However, he is thwarted by the arrival of the actual Lord Vader, and Luke's ruse is over. Luke and Vader face off in a duel, and Vader attempts to reveal he's Luke's father, but is interrupted by those pesky fangirls and 3PO.
Mm-hmm.
So good. The battle on Naboo continues with the looming Star Destroyers in orbit. 3PO assists in the ground battle by tripping an AT-AT. Its destruction secures the ground battle. They all blast off in the Falcon and Luke's X-Wing to intercept the destroyers. A furious space battle ensues, and Luke's hand is blasted off. Luckily, he can easily replace it. Before Vader can destroy Luke, he is bumped by the fangirls. With the combined firepower of the tiny rebel fleet, they destroy the destroyer. The Emperor is furious, but remains confident he will ultimately win because of his Darth Star. Wait, Maul didn't follow the instructions. Well, no matter. When the rebel fleet exits from hyperspace, they crash right into the Darth Star, destroying it, and Darth Maul. Despite everything, Vader wins Imperial Employee of the Month in a medal celebration, exactly like the Rebel celebration.
Right.
The fangirls crash the celebration, so Vader reveals his real face, not his Hayden Christensen face, and they run off screaming. Roll credits.
I just have but one correction. You missed a vital element here, and that is that R2D2 dresses up as Wicket.
Oh, crap.
and
I didn't even put
actually
that in there.
bumps into Wicket himself, who is like looks at him all confused and everything. So,
Yeah, I made a mistake.
it's
I
okay.
was
It's
writing
all
that
right.
and I was like, "Oh, I'll get back to that," and I
Yeah.
never got
No,
back to
it's
it.
okay.
Dang it! But yes, you are correct. He does bump into him and is like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
like, wait a
Yep.
minute, what?
So
Oh
I
man,
was I was delighted by that. I have to tell you before I forget, there was a moment where Han said there's a Han shot first joke in there,
yes,
and he's like Han shot first, and I laughed, and my son was like, well, Steve won't like that because in his opinion, Han shot only, and I was like,
yes,
yes, you're correct.
yep, you are correct. Han
My
shot
son
only.
knew what your criticism was going to be, and he's correct. Han shot
Yes,
only.
he is. He is. Those who think Han shot first, they're wrong.
Yeah,
Those who think Greedo shot first, they're also wrong.
yeah, yep,
So yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that's. I'm glad he did that. It's.
yeah,
I've trained him well.
yeah. You have, you definitely have. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So most of the humor did work. I didn't like the whole not joke in the beginning with the crawl. And
Yeah,
that comes really early because it's the crawl. And I was like, oh no, is this going to be one of those?
I
And I
know
was so
that was
pleasantly
very. Yeah,
surprised.
that
Yeah.
was the first
But
joke, and it
yeah,
was
it
like,
was. And it was
oh,
kind of a whiff. But the rest of it I thought was super funny. A lot of fun sight gags, just like the signs you're seeing in the background. There was like
yes.
wedges, sandwiches, and there was like a cell phone kiosk and like
So
I don't know. There was just all sorts of funny stuff in the background. It was like blink and you miss it. There was Blue Harvest Dairy, which was a
yes,
nice
Blue Harvest Dairy. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
that was a deep cut. So, a little Yoda cameo. There was just a lot of fun
little,
stuff in
yeah,
here.
real short. Oh, he
You
was
know.
vacationing on Naboo or something, right? And
Right,
he was like,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, I'll get him for that on Dagobah, you know.
It was interesting. Like, totally agree with you about like that first joke. That was the first joke, and I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be rough. Like, this is 20 something minutes, and
Right. Yeah.
that's the first joke, and
Yeah.
it immediately goes into like jokes, and I was like, oh man, that one landed. Ooh,
Yeah.
that one. I just started
Yeah.
laughing, and I thought I was a little worried at first that we were gonna see a movie that was almost too much like The Naked Gun or Hot
Yeah.
Shots,
Right.
where it was all the same scenes but in reverse, and they kind of
Yeah.
did that to begin with, and then they and then they kind of went away from it with
Mhm.
making their actual own scenes, and
Yeah.
then kind of came back full circle with copying other, you know, movies like the whole Indiana Jones scene.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but thinking like this was. I know we've talked about like, oh, this is peak Lego.
Yeah.
This was peak jokes. Like this,
Yeah, the
like
writing was pretty strong, I
it
thought.
was really good, and like
Yeah.
even the stupid scene that like sticks out. What I kept doing is I was like, oh man, that joke was really funny. Like I would laugh really hard, and I'd be like, that's my Ichiwama
Uh,
moment. And then like 3 minutes later, another one, I'd be like, oh no, that's definitely it. So I have like five Ichiwamas
yeah.
because they were all so good. The moment when like Luke ignites his lightsaber on Naboo, and the one stormtrooper's like, "Hey!" And he like puts his hand, puts his gun up, and the one guy's like, "No, I want to see how this plays out." I just
Yeah.
thought that was like that's a really good joke. I thought that was
Yeah.
so good. I laughed out loud to
Some
that one, and
some
I
of
was
the
like,
humor
"This is
was
gonna be good."
like it was verging on Spaceballs territory,
It
I
was
thought.
right,
Like,
yeah,
there was
like
that point where they're, like, looking out and they're gonna build the Death Star, and it's just like the big Lego kit floating in the sky, and they're like,
yes,
"Hmm." That to me felt like a very Spaceballs moment.
yeah, with the
So,
instructions that
yes.
killed me when I saw
Yeah.
the massive instruction booklet.
Yes. Yeah.
After
It
my
was super
daughter's
funny.
like struggling, my 9-year-old struggling to put her Legos together that has like
Yep.
23 pages, and that one clearly had like 20,000
Right.
pages. It's just like a funny, like, oh yeah, yep,
How
it's gonna
about,
be tough.
having an Emperor voice that's not just a Seth MacFarlane ripoff?
I uh, I did like that,
Yeah.
although when it started out with the silly Vader right away,
I know.
that I was like, oh no, oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, my
like
son said that too. He was like, "Oh, here you go,
yeah,
we're Vader being the butt of the joke." So,
yep.
yeah, that was definitely present, and it was kind of fun though, pitting him and Darth Maul against each
That
other.
was
Like it was,
funny. That was
The
pretty
way they
fun.
played with continuity, the way they incorporated elements from the prequels into it and
Wheezy,
everything.
calling him
Yeah.
Wheezy,
Yeah.
like, stuff like that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Leather pants, and then they're
Yeah.
like leather pants, and then Vader like storms off into a closet, turns around like, oh, that was
Yeah.
a closet, and they're like, like that was
There was
funny. I thought that was
there
funny.
was a
That's very
throwaway joke
Naked Gun,
too. Yeah,
you
you're
know.
right. Where Vader's like running away, I think from the fangirls, and he's like, "Don't press the buttons on my chest plate. I need them to breathe."
Oh, yeah,
You know.
like so stupid. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like those jokes hit, man. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like I feel like the other Star Wars movies of that same period, right? The same look,
Yeah.
that same really like I guess it's just the animation of the time period
Right.
where it looks really faded. Everything looks really faded and fleshy, almost like
Mhm.
weird. Um, the jokes never hit. They
Yeah.
felt very forced, you know.
I would put this right up there with Padawan Menace as just like good.
Yeah.
Like I could see,
Yes,
if I saw that DVD set with like the three of them together, I would pick it up. Like I would
I
put
think
this on the
so.
Star Wars shelf because it's a good time and you don't need to like you can just watch it
Yeah.
and that's it. It's just like it truly is just like a little mini TV movie and yeah, good
And they
jokes all around.
And they broke what is it? They broke the fifth wall, third wall. What's the wall? How many
Yeah,
walls? How
the
many walls
fourth
do you
wall.
break? The fourth wall. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what would
Um,
happen if someone broke the fifth wall.
they broke.
That would
Oh
open up
man,
into a different dimension.
the upside. We call that the upside
You're
down.
right. Oh, okay.
No. So yeah, like they broke the fourth wall with Vader, like hey, this is your scene when his
Yeah.
entrance, which I was like, oh no. And then they also did with like the Lego instructions, and
Yeah.
that was that the Death Star was like a Lego set, not
Yeah.
not just constructing it, which I loved. I loved
Yeah.
that. And so I kind of
Mhm.
like I didn't care because this is Lego. How else are you going to make a Lego joke
There
other
was some
than a
cool
giant Lego
uses
kit?
of Legos too.
Yeah.
Like there's a point where the ships kind of crash into each other and they like bust
Yes.
apart and then they pass through each other and rebuild. I thought that was kind of a cool Lego-y
And they're
thing.
kind of like, "Huh, what was that?" Like
The meta reference of being like, Vader's too shy to let you know, but here's what he really looks like, and it's that picture of Hayden
yeah.
Christensen from Attack of the Clones. That was pretty funny.
That was so good. And the girls are like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
And they start running after him now instead of Luke.
Yeah.
I thought that was
I,
great.
I ended up finding the little Ian minifigure, so maybe I need to find the little Vader with the metal
Vader one.
minifigure as well. Just
Yeah.
add it to the Endorian Life collection.
eBay, man.
Um,
It's there.
yeah,
It's gonna be
you're
on
right. I'm
eBay.
sure it is. You touched on my Oak of Arc moment, so why don't I just tell you what that
Ah,
is?
go ahead.
It is the intro of Vader with the director coming out and being like, "That's your cue." Like it was belabored and it was kind of like
Yes.
a different style of humor. It fit with that first thing I didn't like, the not when they interrupt the crawl. But I really didn't like that Vader intro with the
Yeah.
director coming on screen. I thought that was kind of barf, but
Yeah.
you know,
It immediately makes him weak and stupid. And that's the frustration we've had with
yeah,
the other movies where except those were like everything made him look stupid. Every
yeah,
scene he was in, there was always some stupid thing him saying and
yeah.
then everyone being like, "Oh, you're
There
dumb,"
wasn't an overabundance of that in this. It
There
was more
wasn't.
about pitting him
Yeah.
against
There
Maul,
was
but
just
I just
funny things and silly honest
yeah.
mistakes, like he storms
So
off and storms into a closet, like, that was funny, like, it's not
yeah,
making him look stupid, it was just an honest mistake,
yeah.
because it's not labeled, but, like, yeah, like, every scene in those other
In some
movies
of them,
just
yeah.
crapping on him.
So, I mean, I can forgive it. It's like 2 seconds out of this whole thing, but if I had to pick something that was really, like, to me, the worst moment, it would be that.
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, I have to, pick my pick and do the, how exactly did Vader find the rebels? When he's like, "Oh,
Right,
I found them, and I know where they are," and it's just like, you didn't even the only time he interacted with a rebel is when Luke and him like flew through each other, and then
right,
that was it.
right.
The rest of the time he never saw,
Yeah.
never spoke, never, like so I was just like I had to go like, wait a minute, did I miss something? Did I like miss some important part where
Mhm.
like Vader saw where the rebels were? No, it's not in there.
Not
He
there.
just was like, so I wonder if they had a scene or something where there was an
Oh,
interaction
maybe,
and then they
maybe.
cut it. So, I don't
That
know.
could be because this is clearly, like, meant to fit into a half-hour time slot with commercials.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was like it was like 22 minutes or something
It's
like that, which I
22,
think
something
is
like that.
like the
Yeah.
the golden time. What about your Ichiwawa moment? What was your favorite part?
So that was, I mean, first of all, it was the voices. I loved,
Yeah, it was a pretty good.
hearing Brian Blessed like right up. I didn't look it up that he was in it, but when I
Yeah.
heard him speak, I was like, oh, that's him. I know that Hawkman, voice anywhere.
Yep.
Or wait, no, what was it? Yeah, it was Hawkman, right? What's his name? Yeah, it was Hawkman from Flash Gordon. Um,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
uh, and then, dude, the first joke that killed me when I was
Hmm.
like, oh my gosh, this is really good. When like Vader was talking to one of the lieutenants and he's like, you have failed me. And then the one in the back is like, if you let him live, he could fail you again. No, like, that's such a dastardly way of getting that guy killed
Right.
by reminding Vader, like, well, if you let him live, he's only just going to let you down again. So,
Right.
like, you should kill him.
That's funny.
Without saying you should kill him, he basically just ended that guy with that joke.
Yeah.
And that was my first laugh out loud joke. I thought that was
Yep.
really good. I liked the Death Star Lego build
I
instructions.
did too.
And
I did too. It was
if you
cool.
noticed, I always look for this, but there was some really clever cinematography in the space battle with
Oh,
that like
okay.
wraparound scene around the Star Destroyer as they're
Right.
like, from all kinds of angles, ships are coming in and, shooting, and
Hmm.
there's return fire, and it's like chaos, and it's like this cool, like wraparound, almost Matrix style
Yeah.
shot, one shot that pans all the way around. I
Yeah. I
thought
know what
that
you
was
mean.
really cool. And I love seeing stuff like that. And it's just like, whoa, you're reminded that like they're not moving a camera around a thing. This is just
Yeah.
all done on a flat screen. So it's like
Hmm.
it blows my mind that they're able to kind of shoot the scene like that in the I'm sure it's I'm sure somebody will be like, Steve, that's one of the easiest things we could do. It still looks cool, right? You get the 2D aspect the entire movie, and the only depth you get is in the picture itself with the size of things. And then that scene in space kind of set the size of that battle by panning
Yeah.
360 around it. I just thought that was really cool. And it's like this is a 22-minute like Star Wars episode, and
Yeah.
the director was savvy enough to get that in there
Right.
as like a real shot scene. I just thought that was really cool, and it's like a kind of a testament to like, don't knock animated directors. Like
Yeah.
these guys know how to shape a scene and make it feel big, right?
Yeah.
To me, it
There were
felt
some
big, and
cool visuals for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely. What was your Ichiwawa moment?
Well, I think broadly, I'm going to say the sight gags because there was so
Yes,
many little one-off things. Like Wookiees in
good
the
ones.
crosswalk at one point was really funny. And like all the billboards, the little signs, the little like blink if you miss things. I
Yeah,
think, of course, I got to give the shout out though to the Wicket cameo. Like it
yeah,
was fun already when he was just dressed as Wicket. R2
uh
was.
huh,
I thought that was funny, but like you got that little moment with Wicked showing up, and I liked that, and then the 1-2 punch of like Yoda being in disguise. I
yes,
like that they were taking some steps to also, even though it's silly, like preserve some continuity. Like
yeah,
Yoda and Luke didn't meet. You know what I mean? Like R2 and Wicket didn't interact. It was just, they had these little things in there. So I think just
yeah.
a lot of little visual things in there stood out for me. How many yub nubs do you give this one?
Man, I'd give this one pretty high. I mean, this is
Yeah,
like, I think there were problems with it. I don't know. I feel like a 4.75, maybe 4.5 is more realistic. But I
yeah,
know there's probably some stuff that I didn't like as much as this that I rated a 4.5. So I think 4.75 is fair. That like for me, like yeah, the visuals just weren't there, but it's the time it came out. But man, like this was good, and, like, if my kids were watching this, they would gotten all those jokes.
yeah,
Well, most of them, right? But, like, this one was like a Disney movie where there are adult jokes in the movie
definitely.
so that
Yeah,
they entertain the parents, but there was still funny, silly, slapsticky things that happened, but those
yep,
slapsticky things were good. They were
yeah.
really good, and I enjoyed. So yeah, like I wouldn't say it's perfect, but like a 4.75, I think is fair for me. That
Okay.
I really liked it. I
Yeah,
never
I'm right
checked
there.
how
Four and a
much time
half,
there was.
somewhere there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This was a
Yeah,
good time.
definitely deserved.
And then I think our next, once we get back into the Lego world, we're on like the second season of Yoda Chronicles. So I'm
Oh,
interested to pick
yeah.
up, what happened with Jack and all of that. It's been so long, I
Yes.
feel like, since
I know,
since
right?
we've
Like
seen that,
months.
because this and All Stars and then holiday specials and everything. But that's not what we're doing next time. Next
No.
time we are heading to the jungle for the first episode of
Oh,
Rambo:
yeah.
The Force of Freedom. It's called First Strike. And this will be my first Rambo anything.
Really?
I've never seen a movie. I don't know anything about Rambo.
I feel like you should maybe try and watch First Blood before this, just so that
Okay.
if there's any things that
We'll
happen
see.
or
We'll
people,
see.
it will make
Yeah.
sense.
All right.
But yeah, I'm excited. If you're excited, it's gonna be a
Yeah,
really
let's
soft
do
intro
it.
to Rambo.
Let's do it. I'll
A
see if I
bloodless,
can. Maybe I've got a
bloodless.
couple of weeks, so I'll see if I can
Yeah.
get something. We'll see what happens when we talk about Rambo in 2 weeks. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, buddy. This Endorian Life is brought to you by the Radio Meanwhile Network. Be sure to check out some of the other shows on the network, including 9021 Here We Go and previously on X-Men. Please rate, subscribe, and share these shows wherever you get your podcast.